Welcome back. You're watching Hot Stocks. Well, the countdown to the economic survey has begun and budget is just about a couple of days away. But let's find out what are the expectations from the pharma sector from Kiran Mazumdar Shaw, the CMD of Biocort. He joins us on the show. Great to have you with us. First up, if you can tell us, what are the budget expectations that you have from the Finance Minister for the healthcare sector?
This time around, I think India Inc. should not expect any sops from the government, because I think this is a budget that will focus on getting things right at all levels of our economic strata. And I personally believe that all that India Inc. wants is an improvement in the ease of doing business and consistency and transparency in policies. I still don't find that happening right now, because I tell you that I have not seen any change in the ease of doing business, because I think regulations continue to be extremely cumbersome, and I do not see any difference really in terms of policy consistency. There continues to be flip-flopping of policies. This is something that the industry had complained about a while ago in the last government, and we thought that this would improve, but this hasn't actually. So really would only request the government to look at these two aspects for India Inc.
Yes, that would be important, Ms. Shaw, but apart from healthcare, as a corporate, you've been fairly opinionated in what exactly you would like to see. So take us through a list of some of the important expectations that you have for India Inc.
This time around, I expect Finance Minister to be announcing a lot of measures that will actually improve infrastructure development in the country. I expect SOPs to be given really to PPP models in large infra projects. I think the government will actually allocate budget to rural electrification, renewable energy. Of course, I think the government will announce citing SOPs for startups. But as you know, this is an investment phase for startups. So I think the return on that investment is going to take a much longer time than what we all want to believe. So I think we should not delude ourselves. This is an investment phase for startups. They need investment, and the government will probably announce a few SOPs for startups to get the sector off the ground in a very vibrant way. Other than that, I expect there to be a lot of allocation for de-stressing the agricultural sector. I think there is a lot of agricultural stress, and I think we are seeing very clearly that the agricultural sector needs a booster shot, and I think the Finance Minister will announce a large enough measures to revive this ailing agricultural sector.
Ms. Shaw, now apart from the tax SOPs, is there anything that the government should do so that interest in healthcare sector improves?
Basically I think if the government invests more in our own, universal healthcare model, this automatically expands the domestic market. I think as far as exports are concerned, if they continue to extend the current set of incentives, that's adequate. I really don't think they need to announce any more SOPs.
Fair enough, but give us a sense as to how the current on-ground situation is for the pharma industry as such, and what is expected from the government for pharma, let's say over the next 2 years.
Some of the big challenges that the sector has is really in terms of power supply, that because we need, consistent and quality power supply, and we also need various other regulatory support for this sector. And what I find is that the regulations in the pharma sector are very archaic, and these regulations have to be streamlined to enable this industry to be far more nimble and far more aggressive in terms of its global competitiveness.
Ms. Shaw, let's talk about business. You recently got an approval from EU for a product launch there. Can you give us more details on what this means for the company?
Well, Well, basically it just opens our account in the generic space. I think that was what the importance of that announcement was. I mean, we are vertically integrated in this particular generic because we manufacture rosuvastatin and we were supplying rosuvastatin as an API to many customers across the world. And with this approval, we become a vertically integrated generics company. And as you know, we want to move up the value chain from APIs to, formulated generics. And this basically, is a big milestone for us because it basically opens our account.
Pleasure talking with you, Ms. Shaw. Thank you so much for taking time out and joining in for this interaction on what exactly the pharma sector's wish list is for the upcoming union budget. So regulations